So we're gonna get started. This is our TCA membership meeting. So first of all, thank you very much for coming. So the purpose of the tickets today were twofold. One, because there's going to be a door prize at the end of the day for those here in attendance. And number two, when we do have a quorum, which by our bylaws is 40 people, when we do have a quorum, we will be able to conduct business from the floor. If we don't have a quorum, that's quite all right. We still proceed with the membership meeting, but it's more of an informational meeting. Then there is no official business that would be conducted from the floor. So first of all, let me just say welcome. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming to the membership meeting. It's good to see involvement from the members. I hope you guys share my sentiments that it is good to be back together again, face to face. This past year and a half has been quite interesting. Typically, these membership meetings are entirely in person. Well, 18 months ago, we learned how to do membership meetings virtually and only virtually. Today is a new day in the TCA history. We're doing a hybrid meeting. We've never done one of these before, where we have people in person in front of me, and we also have all of you guys down there on Zoom. So as you saw, we did have some technology challenges, getting the audio not to reverb and everything like that. If that's our biggest hiccup today, thank you so much, but please bear with us if we do have some additional technology challenges as we try to share screens with people who are remote. First, the purpose of the meeting. What are we here today for? What's the purpose of the membership meeting? Well, it's actually quite simple. We need a brief report from the president and a brief report from the treasurer. There's a couple other administrative things that I will get into right now. First has to do with we are obligated to address some of our minutes. So I just want to let you know that I have received, reviewed, and affirmed the minutes of the last membership meeting and those of the board of directors and executive committee since the last membership meeting. We have all of our meeting minutes online. We have meeting minutes in a binder. They were available in the registration area. We do have them available here to review, should you want to. They're also available on our website. Additionally, reports. Reports from officers and reports from committees. We have officer and committee reports here, as well as division report. So quite honestly, that's the administrative part of the meeting. We just needed to get that out of the way. Now let me get into the brief report for myself. Honestly, I think I probably should have started off with this. For those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Stuart Rankin. I'm your TCA president. I live in New Jersey. Very happy to be out here with all of you guys in California. Regarding a brief president's report, well, the past 18 months has been challenging for all of the hobby organization and the hobby clubs. We have heard from our membership what they have missed the past 18 months. And quite honestly, it's social events and education activities. Of all the feedback we got over the past 18 months, do the majority of what we're doing right now. Social events and education are where our members express the most shortcomings that we couldn't continue to provide. Well, social events were a little bit out of our hands. Obviously, we all had official governmental regulations we had to work within. But as far as the educational activities, we quickly learned how to use technology, and the TCA's online chat group, the TTML, or the Toy Trains mailing list. Chris Allen's in the back over here. He's our Internet and Technology Committee chairman. Him, as well as the other members of the TCA Internet Committee, were able to start doing Zoom meetings every other Sunday night. We have covered so many topics, everything from 64 boxcars and various molding techniques to most modern stuff such as 3D printing and how 3D printing affects the hobby. So if you are interested in additional educational activities, you can go on the TCA website. You'll find the links to our TTML, the Toy Trains mailing list, and please feel free to join us on our bi-weekly Sunday night Zoom calls. We did have some other wins during the past 18 months. One was improvements to the museum and the library. Having a little extra downtime allowed a lot of projects to move forward at some accelerated paces. So we took advantage of the museum and the library being closed to carry out projects in the library. Replacement of shelving, for example. We also did improvements in the museum, a lot of lighting improvements, display improvements. So we did use our downtime to the benefit of TCA. One of the other things that was done during this past 18 months was your TCA Board of Directors implemented a new reduced dues fee structure. Yes, reduced dues. I want to make everybody aware of that. We're not raising dues, we're reducing dues for those people who want to take advantage of the program. If you still want to pay your regular dues once a year and get your same paper publications, nothing changes for you. However, for those people that want to prepay their dues multi-years in advance, that generates some administrative savings for the TCA business office. We are passing on a portion of those savings to you. Likewise, should you desire to go to electronic publications instead of print publications, there's yet again an additional cost savings to you. We are sharing the savings of printing and postage that we wouldn't do. We're sharing that savings with you. And if you go for the Daily Double, a multi-year electronic only membership, you save even more. One of the most exciting things that we'll be rolling out closer by the end of the year is a brand new website. This brand new website is going to do a lot for us. Quite honestly, our current website is outdated. As technology advances, websites get outdated pretty quick, and TCA is not immune to that. So we currently have a web developer creating a brand new website for us, which is going to be much more interactive, have much more content, be much more fresh, much more user-friendly, easy to use, give us the opportunity to implement some new programs that are not supported by our current website. So that's another rollout that you're going to see by the end of the year, a brand new website. I've seen an in-progress sample of it. And we were going to try to have a demo for you here, but it wasn't quite ready. Website's really slick, really clean, really fresh. So you're going to be excited about that. That's the wrap up of my president's report. I now want to turn it over to your TCA National Treasurer, Bob Mintz, who will give the Treasurer's report. Bob, would you like to share your screen or just talk, and Steve Waller will make you big on the screen here in the room. Can you unmute Bob Mintz? Or maybe I'm going to mute myself here. You might have to turn those speakers up.
You see this on your screen? Okay. All right, so this is basically a formality. Pennsylvania Title 15 corporations and unincorporated associations, Subpart C, nonprofit corporations, Section 5554, annual report of directors or other body. There are a bunch of things we have to do. Hopefully, these were sent out when you entered this room. I actually sat down this morning and read the section, and there's one thing that I did not do, and we have never done it. I mean, I was treasurer once before, and I inherited whatever paperwork, and which is number 5, and it mentions that I must tell the members there where they could find the names and addresses of all current members. And that will be found at tcamembers.org. There's a members section that you must log into, and there's a membership directory there. So I just want to add that, and I will give that to our secretary so that when we publish this, we will have the complete set. Okay, so the next thing is this letter, which I'm sure that you had seen when you got it and you came into the hall. All right, I added this extra part now when I realized we were not compliant for that one piece. And then we also have the financial statements. These financial statements will also be found in the August issue of the National Headquarters News. So I can go through it if you're very, very interested, but let's just do the membership, the number of members as of June 30th. Let me go back to that. Okay, so we have the regular members at 17,530, life members 174, the honor roll 664, heritage 65. We have 17 trial members, 49 junior members for a total of 18,499. This was a net decrease of 1,381 regular members, this is this top part, during the year. Okay, so I signed it, and here we have our balance sheet showing our current assets, property and equipment, other assets, our investments, total assets. Okay, and we have our liabilities and net asset liabilities. Here's our PPP loan, which we actually got in full from the government. We did not have to pay it back. So that helped to defray our costs for this year. There were no donor restrictions on any assets we got. And hopefully, anyway, so now we have our statement of activities, membership dues, so on and so forth, total revenues, expenses and losses, and everything equals what it should. Statement of activities here, net assets for the prior year. Does anybody have any questions concerning the financial statements?
Here in the room, everybody has the paper copy.
Okay.
And here, give Tom a copy. And online, you can get this document in the August National Headquarters News, like Bob said.
Well, if anybody has any questions, I'm here to answer them.
We basically took them from Western. That's all we just done.
Stu is on mute. Okay, now you're not on.
Bob, I can handle this question. It was a question about the PPP loan.
Yeah.
So during 2020, the government had a payroll protection program, and you can apply for a loan to help small businesses continue to carry their employees. And that's one thing I wanted to touch on. Very happy. During the entire pandemic of 2020 and that we're still going through, our TCA staff remained employed full-time. We never laid off any staff. We didn't reduce hours. Our staff was paid full-time. They worked remotely, continued to do as much normal business as we could. So the PPP program, we applied for a loan. We got a loan of, Bob has it in here, $97,605. So did we need a loan, Bob? No, we didn't necessarily need a loan. Why did we apply for the loan? Because the loan was set up that loan could be forgiven, turned into a grant. So we received the PPP loan. We filed the paperwork to have the loan forgiven. That application for forgiveness was approved. So we do not have to pay back 1 penny of that $97,605 loan. Essentially, it was a gift or a grant from the federal government to TCA. If there's no more questions about the financials, what I do want to do before I go on to the next item on the agenda, and again, I'm sorry, but I'm remiss. I really should have done some other introductions earlier on. Jay Shao, if you wouldn't mind putting your hand up or stand up. Jay Shao is our current president-elect. So Jay Shao will be taking over as TCA president next July 1 of 2022 when my term comes to an end. You see this woman right here in the front typing dutifully, taking minutes. That would be Katie Elgar, your national secretary. You saw Bob Mintz, your national treasurer, and your TCA national vice president, Kevin Quinn, was unable to get time off from work, so he's back in New Jersey working dutifully. Okay, the final thing on my agenda before we open it up to any other questions from the floor that we haven't addressed already, I'd like to introduce Bob Keller. Bob Keller is your national convention chairman. Bob Keller works with each year's convention teams to put these conventions on. And I want Bob to come up and say a few words, specifically maybe to introduce you to next year's convention.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next year's convention will be in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's June 25th to July 2nd. We'll be at the Sheraton Music City Hotel. Hope y'all come. We got a nice room rate. We have free shuttle from the airport there, and it's also free parking. And we're also going to have we worked out with the hotel so we can have trading halls on Thursday afternoon, all day Friday, and half a day on Saturday. And we have room for about 200 tables. The Western Division here has shown y'all great Western hospitality. Y'all come to Nashville, we'll show you a real Southern hospitality, and we'll show you a real good barbecue on Wednesday night, along with some hot peach cobbler for those who like desserts, like me. So I hope to see all of you there. Thank you.
Hey, Stu, can you hear me?
Thank you, Bob. That concludes the formal part of our required membership meeting. So before we wrap this up, does anybody have any questions, comments from the audience that we haven't already asked? Mark Boyd.
Nobody else would know this, but I noticed in the technology after retired as our web, how are we covering that, or do we know yet?
So the new webmaster topic has not yet been finalized. The firm that we're using to develop the new website is available for webmaster support type services, but the new website is being done in WordPress. So fairly easy for the staff to make most text changes, photograph changes. There will be a training session between Easy Marketing, the firm doing the new website. They will train our business office staff on how to make those edits. So for minor edits or routine website maintenance, if you will, staff will be doing that at the headquarters building. If there's any more heavy duty lifting.
I think we have staff that knows how to do that.
We do have staff that knows how to do it. They just have trained in the specifics of WordPress, but WordPress is fairly user-friendly and easy to understand. Chris?
Charlie, 2 seconds, Midwest.
Can you hear me, Stu?
Charlie, 2 seconds. Oh, well, yeah, you gotta turn those speakers up and I gotta mute myself.
Oh, can you hear me? Hey, I just wanted to publicly thank Bob for his work on the financials. It's a thankless job, and from our division, nobody wants to do it. So at a national level, Bob, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, I echo your sentiment. Dealing with these numbers takes a certain type of personality, and that's not mine. So thank goodness we have Bob who's willing to dig into these numbers. If there's anything else? Oh, okay. Hang on, I can actually Yep, I can read it. So what membership outreach is planned to reach out to the younger generations of train collectors, those under 50? Amen to that. I think that's a question we all have. And we struggle with that at the TCA national level. It has been quite some time. Well, so under 50, I was going to talk about Kids Club. Let me talk about Kids Club for a moment. We have not had a National Kids Club coordinator for well over a year. If anybody knows somebody that wants to step up to the plate to be National Kids Club chairman, I would love to chat with them. Until such time as we can get support at the national level, Kids Club is going to be handled at the division levels. So each division will handle Kids Club activities at their division level. So that's not necessarily, Kids Club doesn't quite go up to the under 50 category. I know we'd like to consider ourselves kids. So for that generation between Kids Club and the under 50 crowd, that again is something we struggle with because there is a certain amount of rate of return or cost benefit that we have to put into that. It takes many minds to come up with that. So right now there's limited opportunities to reach out to those groups. But I'll be honest with you, I mentioned it earlier, the bi-weekly Zoom education sessions that we do, it is not just the over 50 crowd. There's a fair number of under 50 people on those meetings. It's just continuing to get the message out there. Our website is another one of those aspects that's going to reach out to this under 50 crowd, because our website is going to be much more fresh, much more interactive, contain much more video, a lot of the social media aspects that under 50 crowd desires. Whether this appeals to the over 50 crowd or not, I'm addressing the question about the under 50 crowd, and the under 50 crowd very much embraces social media, technology, videos, and that's one of the things that our current website doesn't have so a lot of, hence not very appealing to the under 50 crowd. So that's one of the outreach programs that we're undertaking to try to address that under 50 topic. Lee, thank you so much. Are those bi-weekly Zoom education meetings recorded and available to review the video? And the answer is yes. Well, maybe not necessarily every single one. Chris is back there, has veins popping out of his neck. Again, very volunteer driven organization. Chris Allen only has so many hours in the day. So we do have on the TCA YouTube channel, we do have some of these Zoom meetings recorded. So if you go to YouTube and type in Train Collectors Association, type in TCA Net Vision, it'll take you to the TCA channel. Those videos that we currently have available that have been edited are there. In the future, you will continue to see videos posted on YouTube, posted on Facebook, as well as, again, some of these videos will be posted on our new website. We do want to try to strike a balance between having some of these videos, these educational videos, accessible to the public as to the outreach that Lee asked a question about a moment ago. But some of these videos are a great member benefit, and we do want them to be available to members only. We do want to have incentives for people to be a TCA member, but we do need to have some exclusive member benefits. So going forward, we're going to balance that. Chris.
Bill Trappin. Raise hand.
Bill Trappin, why don't you unmute yourself? And Steve, could you turn the speakers up? I'll unmute myself.
Could you repeat the questions that come from the floor, please?
Yes, I will repeat the questions that come from the floor. Speaking of which, are there any other questions? Hearing none. We have any more in the chat, Chris? Hearing none, we'll call this meeting adjourned. Thank you very much for your participation here in person. Thank you very, hold on, Katie has a little, oh, we got to do a ticket, a prize. Well, do we want to wrap the meeting up virtually? Why don't we do that? We'll do the prize after we wrap the meeting up virtually. So we're going to call this meeting to a close. Everybody out there on the internet, thanks very much. And we're going to hand out some prizes here in person and then go have a great time at our banquet tonight. We miss you all and we'll see you soon. Thank you.